Instrucción en el camerino. Vamos a una pelea limpia, que gane mejor. Dios lo bendiga.
Liam Beefy Smith has never lost, has never been knocked down. Alvarez has only lost once. That majority decision loss to perhaps the best to ever lace up the gloves in Floyd Mayweather. They collide tonight for the WBO Junior Middleweight Championship of the World. As expected, Canelo going right to the body.
With speed. I love seeing that. Canelo punching with speed this early in the fight. Usually he puts a lot behind those punches and it wears them out the later this fight goes, but he's punching with speed and activity.
What should concern Canelo the most about Liam Smith?
Going into the later rounds, Smith keeps his hands up really nicely, and he's a pressure fighter, especially the more comfortable he gets in there. So he's a pressure fighter that has a tight defense. You don't want to wear yourself out in a championship fight.
Good left hand for Canelo.
But it was partially...
They moved up to arenas, and now they're in a football stadium in Arlington, Texas, Sergio.
These are as big as...
Liam and his family believe they've got the formula to upset Alvarez here tonight.
Not only has Canelo faced those challenges, but the way he's taking care of business, those scary knockouts versus James Kirkland and Amir Khan, I mean, they're just brutal knockout victories, knockout of the year type shots.
I was in Vegas for that knockout of Amir Khan, and it was scary. A one-punch shot that knocked Khan unconscious. In fact, Alvarez got down on his knees to check on his opponent, make sure he was okay. 10 seconds to go here in round one.
Time.
Defending his title for the third time. He won it in October 2015, has made 2 successful title defenses. But this, the toughest fighter he's ever been in the ring with, no doubt about it. As Canelo, true to form, works downstairs and then comes upstairs and is now starting to be a little bit more active.
Mixing it up nicely. That's what happens when you have that type of guard, that earmuff defense, I like to call it, of Smith. You give your opponent a target to hit, and as long as you're blocking them, if you're Canelo Alvarez, you're going to keep punching away. Punching at the gloves, the elbows, the shoulders, forearms, whatever. It accumulates points. Come right back with that tight defense and pressure you, and little by little, he'll start breaking opponents down.
How important so much?
Well, you got to be a smart aggressor, and I think he's doing that early right now. We're going to see how he does it in the middle rounds. You know, you let your man get off as long as you're blocking with a tight defense if you're Smith. And then once Alvarez kind of gets a little bit tired with those combinations, then you come forward and get your own. You got to mix your combinations up like that. See, that wasn't that hard right there by Canelo Alvarez. It was more hand speed out of you, so you got to mix up the power and speed. Just because you're given a target doesn't mean you need to take the target every time.
Kind of a fatter kid, so he just started calling me Beefy because all his brothers had nicknames and he needed one too. And now he's got Canelo up against the ropes.
Right now, Canelo digging into those beefy ribs, that's for sure, because he's digging downstairs. Even when they're blocked, those shots still get your attention. It makes you dig in your own elbow into your ribs. It's very intelligent. You know, it's the body that's telling you, coming forward, throwing punches, and he's an excellent body puncher, Liam Smith.
Nice success so far in round 2 here from Beefy Smith. 50 and Callum Smith is Mundo. The 4 brothers who said they used to race home after school to box in their living room before their mom got home to tell them to stop. That's where they honed their craft, and it led to this. A mega fight against Alvarez. He seemed to handle it all that well in round 2.
I would love to see him jab a little bit more in body shots. Body shots is going to do it, because when you're fighting with a boxer that keeps his hands so tightly and his elbows dug into his ribs, you just got to unleash on the arm. You get accustomed to them, and you think they're going to happen every time you land a clean shot. But when you're dealing with an undefeated fighter like Liam Smith, who's been there, done that, expect to go into the later rounds and maybe even the championship rounds.
Left hook lands for Canelo on the jaw of Smith. Laura by a decision. James Kirkland, that highlight reel knockout. Miguel Cotto, which really made people believe that Canelo could indeed be one of the
past champions. I mean, he's fought a little bit of everything and passed the test, Canelo Alvarez.
Watch your head, watch your head.
$51,240 fans here tonight in Arlington as these two have shown up so far in round 3. Pretty.
Time.
Would love to see him fight against Golovkin. We love to see two monsters go at it, two trains colliding. But if you want to get something, a respectable opponent, undefeated fighter like Smith makes sense.
Plus, Canelo would pick up a world title, which is always nice to have. Good body shot there. He stepped into that one.
Canelo really digging into those body shots now. He sees that Smith keeps his guard high, leaving them ribs open at times. And here comes Smith right back downstairs, getting shots of his own downstairs.
Smith so good at throwing the jab or throwing a right hand and getting his hand.
System is totally different than pros, but you can see Smith with that pedigree.
Canelo much more active here in this round.
And that's why he's undefeated. Todd, I mean,
good
look,
right
he has
hand
the goods
there as well.
He has the goods in the ring, and he has the right people outside the ring.
Talk about a whirlwind, though, fighting in the United States for the first time, outside of the UK for the first time, and over 50,000 fans in a football stadium, roaring with every punch landed from Canelo. And Sergio, we know as Canelo starts to work the body again, the judging in Texas.
Judging here, and they usually support the favorite. We know who the favorite is here. So yeah, you touched on it earlier, Todd. Coming down here to the States is great. And coming in, and everything's bigger in Texas, but sometimes everything's a little bit more favored towards the A side in Texas as well.
And there's no doubt that Canelo Alvarez is the A side.
Reynoso in Canelo's corner wants him to continue digging to the body and pick him up with uppercuts, which is exactly the success that Alvarez has been having.
What are your impressions through the first 4 rounds?
Well, I like the way that Smith has been absorbing the shots. He hasn't really been caught with anything cleanly yet.
Nice jab, snap Canelo's head back again.
No, Smith is a sneaky puncher. He's a smart, sneaky puncher. He knows how to get him in. That's exactly why he was successful as an amateur. But in the pro game, it's more about how much oomph you get behind those shots. You got to really dig into those shots and get respect from your opponent.
Nice uppercut again from Canelo. He loves that punch almost as much as the left hook to the body. Good flurry from Alvarez.
And that's how you're going to open up a tight guard.
Now he's got Canelo against the ropes and lands a right hand.
And that's what I love to see about Smith. Anytime you get something off on him, he's going to come right back and get it.
Double uppercut. You don't see that too often.
Student is you. Absolutely. Stronger fighter
Smith.
back, getting him up against the ropes, getting some good combinations. Is he going to get the knockout, Canelo? Is the favorite going to get the knockout?
And now it's Canelo fighting back off the ropes. Good stuff here from Smith, taking the fight to Alvarez.
Okay.
Spoken to Smith at the end of that round. Watch for the uppercut.
Yeah, they want Smith to touch they want him to touch Canelo's gloves and then bang away at the body. And with Canelo, they want him to touch and throw the uppercuts inside.
Both of these fighters so durable, neither man has been knocked down. But you can see there's a slight cut over the right eye of Smith.
There you go, and Smith following the instructions from his corner.
Oh, nice left hook there.
Yeah, but it started by touching him. He's touching the gloves of Alvarez, and then he landed that big shot right there. And back comes Alvarez.
This is way more competitive than... Nice right hand from Smith, and now comes those uppercuts from Alvarez, but Smith right back on it. Could we possibly gotta fight that way?
Well, he can. He's bleeding. He's getting backed up. Big shots coming right at him. He has to come forward. He has to get his respect.
Yep.
Looking a bit nervous. How nervous should they be?
Well, they should be nervous because they have an undefeated, very stubborn fighter coming right at you. And you know what's interesting, Todd, because both corners have similar instructions to their fighter. You got to set up the big power shots. Don't go for home runs. You set up with singles and doubles and triples, and that's how you get your other man to wear down.
Although he's only 26 years old, Alvarez very experienced, turned pro at 15, has been fighting for 11 years, and this is his 11th world title fight. He's 9-1 entering this contest in those world title fights. And again, Smith has Canelo backed against the ropes.
Go ahead.
Oh, and a big body shot, and down goes LIAMSMITH for the first time in his professional career.
It was the body shot and a right hook upstairs.
7, 8. Are you all right?
And that completely changes the complexion of this fight. A wounded warrior now, ripe for the picking for Canelo Alvarez. One of the best body punchers in the game has sent Smith down. Can he finish him off? This place is buzzing. They came to see a knockout. They've already got one knocked down. Can Alvarez close the show?
Not that he still doesn't. He shook off those cobwebs. It's when you're as experienced as Smith, you know how to hide it well. And I think that's the case here. He knows how to fight when he's hurt.
10 seconds to go. Can Smith get out of the round? He's trying to fight back here. Great resolve being shown by Smith.
What a gritty fighter, LIAMSMITH.
This is the 50th professional fight of Canelo Alvarez's career, and so far it has been a vintage Canelo-type performance. Work the body. Well, he saw... Seen that punch in a while.
See, you can control a fight with a jab. You can go upstairs and downstairs with it, and finally when you back your man up, just like LIAMSMITH is doing here, then you can unleash with the power shots and the combination punches.
How about Smith? Off the canvas and back into the fight. He knows it's the opportunity of a lifetime.
And he's fighting like it. Your man down there in that solar plexus area, he'll wind you out.
Canelo with a couple jabs of his own, trying to find a way in around that tough guard, and another body shot. He's down for a second time.
Late reaction by Smith, but that shot really hurt.
5, 6, 7, 8. All right?
Just when you thought, hey, this might not be over, It might be over. Maybe one more time to the body, and Smith could be out of here.
Body shots, don't forget, that pain lingers, and you can see it. Smith backing up, blocking that right side of his body. It only takes 1 or 2 more shots, Todd.
Round number 9, scheduled for 12, Dallas Cowboys Stadium, AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Again with that left hook to the body. Smith winces in pain. Will this be the final hurrah for Beefy?
And this is where Canelo got them body shots and them right hooks in when his back was against the ropes. The Liam Smith backing up Canelo, not being undeterred here, not afraid.
But it's hard to go body shot for body shot with Canelo Alvarez. And where's that jab that was working so well for Smith earlier?
He's covering up them ribs. That's the reason he's not really unleashing that jab or them punches for that matter.
Smith turns Canelo's back against the ropes. There's a jab and a 1-2.
We see some shoulder rolls and head movement by Canelo.
I think Canelo's willing to get hit a couple times just to have that body open up a little bit. Oh, and there it is! A third time! Will it be a charm?
4, 5.
It's over! Canelo Alvarez, the WBO junior middleweight champion of the world!
What a shot to the body. It was like a cannon. Boom! Downstairs. That pain lingers, Todd. It wasn't going away. Canelo reminded him of that body shot and that pain.
His 50th fight ends in a world championship. Canelo now 48-1-1 with 34 wins by knockout. Sergio, I think Smith fought about as well as he could tonight.
Undefeated champion, fought like one. No shame there. But Alvarez dug down to that body, did not relent. And you know what? 51,000 fans, they came to see a knockout by that man right there. They probably didn't expect it to be downstairs to the body, but they...
That flag with great pride and that responsibility with great pride. And they are certainly proud of him. Is Triple G next? That's the fight everyone wants to see. Alvarez and Golovkin.